Hello viewers, and welcome to yet another episode of this broadcast. I believe our previous episodes have been a blessing and you have gained insight. If you're new to this channel, this is a narrow gate to life mission where God's grace is taught in a non-conventional manner without religious flavor. So, subscribe to this channel, like and comment on our videos. Don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms. Write to us. Tell us how these words have changed your life.
I welcome you back again. My name is Celestine Olase. This is Narrow Gate to Life Mission Television. We are talking about the functions of the Holy Spirit under the general program of understanding who the Holy Spirit is, knowing the duties of the Holy Spirit. So before, like I said in the last program, before we can go into the duties of the Holy Spirit, we have to understand the functions of the Holy Spirit. So I used the illustration of electric energy generation and transmission, transformation, and distribution, which the Holy Spirit gave me as his function. So the power station represents God himself, from whom all things come, from whom, because God is the source of all things. God is the source of life, source of light, source of power, source of fire. Everything comes from God and goes out to his creatures. So, but God does not do it himself. He speaks. His Spirit carries these things. So Holy Spirit, that's why I said Holy Spirit is the transmitter and the transformer. So like the same power that was generated in a power station is transformed as it's being transmitted to go into different houses to power different kind of appliances that uses 2 volt, 1 volt, 3 volt, 6 volt, 12 volt, 20 volt, 110 volt, 250 volts. You understand? So that same power, 25,000 generated from the power station, is what is sent out, but it gets down to work in all these appliances that uses different kind of voltages. That is the same way the power, the light and life from the same one God is transformed by the Holy Spirit and distributed in different measures to different people and creatures for different purposes without changing the capacity, the attributes and the characteristics of that God's life, power and light. The same Holy Spirit carries this power of God from the same God and transforms it and distributes it to different creatures of God, without changing anything about it, the capacity, the attribute, the character. It does the same work, so that when one is given 2 volts, that appliance that is taking 2 volts will still operate and do the work it's supposed to do. The one that needs 50 volts will still do the work it's supposed to do. The one that needs 110 volts will still do the work it's supposed to do. It's the same energy, the same characteristics of energy, the same attributes of the energy, and the same capacity is sent to them, but it's sent according to what they can do. This is why the Bible said in the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 12 verse 4 to 11, the Bible said there are diversities of gift, but the same Spirit. There are differences of ministries, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of activities, but it is the same God who works all in all. Are you seeing it? He said, but the manifestation of the Spirit is given to each one for the profit of all. But one and the same Spirit works all these things, distributing to each one individually as he wills. This is the function of the Spirit of God. This is the function of the Holy Spirit. The same Spirit from the same God. We carry the light, the life, the power from the same God and transform it, then transmit it to different creations of God, to different human beings, without changing the capacity, the characteristics and attributes of this power, light and life. You understand? And make them work in all these creations according to the level they can operate. So the Holy Spirit function is to transform, transmit, and distribute the power of God. The same thing that is done in electric generation, distribution, and transmission. Like I said, understand it, 25,000 voltage is produced from the power station. And this light produced is transformed to be distributed into different appliances and homes that will use different type of energies, different voltages. But the same power, it doesn't lose, it doesn't change. The power that the refrigerator uses, the power that machines uses is the same energy, the same characteristics, the same attributes. But each one is given according to the work it's going to do and according to the capacity it can contain. So this is the work of the Holy Spirit. The functions of the Holy Spirit, to say. It's not the duties of the Holy Spirit. This is the Holy Spirit. This is what He has been doing from the time even before the world was made. And this is what He does naturally. But there are other works, duties, roles that God assigns the Holy Spirit to do. Like the Bible said, He sent His word and His word healed them. Holy Spirit's function is not to heal, but He can play that role. God can send Him to heal. So this is a duty now that He's assigned to do, because people now are sick. When the Holy Spirit was functioning before the world was made, there was no sickness. So sickness, healing, deliverance was not part of the functions of the Holy Spirit. So the functions are the natural things that the Spirit of God was given to do and perform. Are you getting the point? So now you understand it. We're going to go into the next episode of this program, where we now begin to discuss the duties of the Holy Spirit. What are the duties He's assigned? You see, it's like when we talk about the electric energy, now we say, okay, what are the duties, the electric energy now that is distributed and assigned? What do they do? We can say, okay, we remember there was a time men created a saw blade, electric saw. Now, electricity can be used to saw things. We can say, okay, there was a time now they discovered that we can barb our hair with electric clipper. So the same energy is now given to clipper to barb hair. Are you getting the point? But the function is to distribute energy. But energy now can play different roles and duties as we continue to produce and invent things. We continue to assign to them different kind of voltage that can work with them. I want you to continue with us, and I believe that the little you have got, the beginning of this program has already begun to have effect in your spirit, in your life, in your understanding about who the Holy Spirit is. And this understanding is the foundation that will carry you as we go. Because if you don't understand this foundation, it may be very difficult and hard for you to follow up. As we continue to discuss the roles and the duties of the Holy Spirit, which are the important things that we are going to discuss. I thank you for making our time to listen, and I pray that the time that you give to listen will be rewarded back to you, because you want to know the truth, and this truth will set you free, and the freedom of this truth will never be changed in your life to become a captive again, and that the light this world will bring to you will shine forever in your life. And may the Lord bless you